How's it going, guys? TJ Bennett here and welcome back to the channel. Today we'll be looking at properties. Here we have a product class that contains a name, a price, and a constructor. Now when we try to use a console.writeLine and display the taco's name, we get an error saying it's not accessible because of the protection level. This is because we did not specify if we want the name field to be public or private. The result is that the name field defaults to private. Although it didn't say private, Visual Studios is reading this code as if this field has a private modifier. You can simply change the modifier to public, but generally, you should declare your fields as private, then use properties to get and set their values. Let's look at what the syntax for properties looks like. First, let's declare these fields as private and apply a naming convention for private fields. Then let's create a public property name. Next, we can add curly braces and add the syntax curly brace return name semicolon and close curly. With this logic, we can access the name property and it'll return the value from the private name field. In addition, we can also add set curly brace name equals value semicolon close curly brace. Value references what will be assigned to the private name field when a value is assigned to it. There may be times where you want a value of a field to not be accessible. If that's the case, then you can add the private modifier to set in the property. This means that the value of name can be retrieved but cannot be altered beyond being assigned in the constructor. Now let's look at the price property. We can apply mathematics to value to modify what's being returned. Now when we retrieve the value of price, it'll return half of its original value. An alternative is you can create a method that returns the value of price. This gives you the opportunity to add additional logic or validate what gets returned. Let's add a bool variable is_half_price and assign it to true. Then create a public int method called getPrice and put an if statement, if is_half_price, price will equal price divided by 2. Then return the price. Instead of accessing the price from our product, you can now just call getPrice. Now having private fields is a great practice and provides additional security and flexibility to your code. But if you decide against it, you can still use modifiers and not expose your fields directly, and the syntax is very simple. Since properties are commonly used in C#, a new feature was introduced called automatic properties. By just having get and set, it effectively is the same syntax as this. It's never a good idea to have an exposed public field, but just adding this get and set, you've turned that field into a property. It'll make your code look more professional and follows a better coding practice. The last topic we'll go over is depending on your naming convention, you may be using lowercase for your properties. So if I change name and price to lowercase, in our constructor, we'll get warnings that the property is the same name as the parameter. We can add the this keyword on the property. This provides a way to identify what is the property, so if the parameter is the same name, you will not run into issues. A different solution is to make sure that the property is named differently than the parameter. My coding style is to have the public modifiers to be uppercase, and since these parameters are lowercase, I will not have to use the this keyword. If you're following along in the series, update your vending machine app to utilize properties. If you want to be notified anytime I upload a video, feel free to subscribe and click on the bell icon to be notified when I upload a new video. Until next time, thank you guys for watching and I'll see you guys in the next one.